Beginning. The worst day to visit another planet. An hour ago, my biggest problem was deciding whether to quit my job. Now I was married to an alien. A very dangerous alien. My name is Marcus Hale, and I'm a human cargo pilot who makes a living hauling supplies across the outer colonies. It's not glamorous work, but it pays the bills and keeps me moving. That's how I ended up on Varkalon, a desert planet inhabited by one of the most feared warrior civilizations in the Orion frontier, the Varkari. 7-foot-tall fighters with armored skin, glowing amber eyes, and a cultural obsession with honor and combat. Humans rarely visited their cities. And after what happened to me, I understood why. I had landed on Varkalon to deliver medical supplies to a research outpost. My cargo contract required a short stop in the capital city to finalize customs clearance. I figured it would take 20 minutes. It took 3 minutes for my entire life to derail. The arena mistake. The city of Threxus was massive. Stone towers carved from black desert rock, banners snapping in the hot wind, and crowds of warriors moving through the streets like an organized army. In the center of the city stood the arena of trials. I didn't know what it was at the time. I was just looking for a shortcut. Big mistake. Inside the arena, hundreds of Varkari surrounded a massive circular battlefield. At the center stood a woman, an alien woman, tall, powerful, wearing scarred battle armor and holding an energy spear that hummed with lethal power. Across from her stood another warrior twice her size. The crowd roared as the fight began. I leaned against the railing, curious. "Wow," I muttered. "That guy's about to get wrecked." Unfortunately, I said it out loud. When the crowd heard me, the fight stopped. Not gradually. Instantly. Both warriors turned toward the stands. Toward me. Every Varkari in the arena followed their gaze. Hundreds of glowing eyes locked onto the human who had just shouted during a sacred combat trial. My stomach dropped. Sorry," I said weakly. The female warrior tilted her head. Then she smiled. Not a friendly smile. The kind of smile predators have when they spot something interesting. She pointed her spear at me. "You." The crowd murmured. "Oh no." I tried to step back, but 2 massive guards blocked the exit. Fantastic. The warrior approached the edge of the arena. "Human," she said. "You speak with confidence." "I talk a lot when I'm nervous." "Do you believe I will defeat my opponent?" I looked at the massive warrior across from her, then back at her. "Honestly, yes. Yeah, I think you're about to destroy him." The arena erupted with laughter, but the warrior didn't laugh. She studied me carefully. Then she said something that made the entire crowd go silent. "Then you will stand as my witness." The fight, the duel resumed, and I quickly realized something important. I had been right. The alien woman fought like a hurricane. Fast, precise, terrifying. Within seconds, she disarmed her opponent and slammed him into the arena floor hard enough to crack stone. The crowd roared with approval. The defeated warrior bowed and left the arena. Then she turned back toward me, still smiling. "Human," she called. "Yes. You predicted victory. Lucky guess." She climbed out of the arena and walked straight toward me. Up close, she was even more intimidating. Nearly 7 feet tall, battle scars across her armor, eyes glowing like molten gold. "My name is Kayla of the Bloodwind clan," she said. "Marcus Hale." I replied nervously. She nodded once. Then she grabbed my wrist. "The cultural disaster." "Come," she said. "Where?" "To the council." "What council?" "The marriage council." I blinked. "Excuse me?" The crowd started cheering. And that's when I realized something had gone horribly wrong. A translator device from one of the guards finally clarified the situation. Apparently, On Varkalon, when a warrior enters a trial of honor, they must name a witness of victory. Someone who believes in their strength. Someone who publicly supports their claim. If the warrior wins, that witness becomes bound to them by sacred law.
Bound.
As in,
Married.
an hour ago, I was single. Hold on, I said desperately as we were marched through the city. This is clearly a misunderstanding. Kayla glanced down at me. You doubted my victory?
No.
You refused the role of witness?
No.
Then the bond stands. But I'm human. That is obvious. I'm not even from this planet. She shrugged. Honor does not care about geography. Fantastic. 30 minutes ago, I was a delivery pilot. Now I was apparently engaged to a warrior queen. The council decision. The Council of Bloodwind sat in a massive stone chamber lined with weapons from centuries of battles. Kayla stood proudly before them. I stood beside her, trying not to panic. The elder in the center spoke. You named this human as witness? Yes. He spoke faith in your victory? Yes. You won the trial? Yes. The elder nodded. Then the bond is valid. I raised my hand. Quick question. The elder looked annoyed. Human. Is there any appeal process?
No.
Refund policy?
No.
Trial marriage period? The entire council stared at me. Then Kayla laughed. A deep, powerful laugh that echoed through the chamber. You speak boldly for someone who just became the mate of a Bloodwind warrior. I'm still processing, getting to know my wife. An hour later we sat on a balcony, overlooking the city. Just the two of us. The sun was setting over the desert. Kayla leaned against the railing calmly. I was still trying to understand what had happened. So, we're actually married? Yes. You're okay with that? You believed in me. I made a guess during a fight. You had faith. I had survival instincts. She smiled. Same thing. I studied her for a moment. You really don't think this is strange? For humans, perhaps. She looked at me seriously. But you did something important today. What? You spoke honestly in front of a warrior trial. She tapped her chest. That matters to us. The real reason she chose me. Eventually, she admitted something surprising. She hadn't chosen me randomly. She had heard my voice before the fight started. I had been talking to myself while watching, making predictions, analyzing strategy.
She liked that. You were calm, she said.
Everyone else was shouting. You were thinking. And that impressed you? Yes. She looked at me carefully. Warriors respect clear minds. Ending. The fastest marriage in the galaxy. By the time night fell, the entire city knew the story. The human who accidentally married a Bloodwind warrior. Surprisingly, no one seemed upset. If anything, they were amused. Kayla handed me a ceremonial band made of dark metal. Tradition, she explained. I slipped it onto my wrist. Just to confirm, I said. Divorce isn't common here, right? She shook her head. Very rare. Of course it is. She leaned closer. But you do not seem unhappy. I thought about it. An hour ago, I was lonely, drifting from planet to planet with no real purpose.
Now?
I had accidentally become part of an AlienWarrior clan, and married someone who could probably throw a spaceship. Honestly, it wasn't the worst thing that had ever happened. I smiled. Okay, I admitted. Maybe this story gets interesting. Kayla grinned. Oh, human. She pointed toward the arena, lights glowing in the distance. This was only the beginning. And that's how my worst delivery job turned into the strangest marriage in the galaxy. An hour ago, I was single. Now I was married to an alien warrior. And somehow, I had a feeling the adventure was just getting started.